Right, it's Monday morning, man. Come on. Let's get this left and right. There we go. Centralize. Good to go. Monday morning. Good morning. South Africa, Chatsworth, Phoenix, Santon, Amshlanga, Donoti, Verulam, Stanger in the house, Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, David Mayer and Holland will join us. Albert will join us from Dubai. We'll have Australia in the house. Probably. It's Monday morning. It's day number 39 of lockdown. It's the 4th of May. What's happening? It's the first day of work for 1.5 million people back to work. Let's see where that takes us and where we go from there. I've got 30 minutes to hang out with you guys and see what's happening in the world, what's happening in South Africa, what's the latest news, where are we with Corona, and where are you? Morning, everybody. Joining us, Sarika Todaram, Sanjit online, Shane Marimutu Vishal joining us from Newcastle, saying good morning to all. Dion Naidu, Shane Marimutu, log on. Didn't get a chance to go live with you guys on the weekend. Been very busy, which is a good thing. I'm back in the employment industry. I'm back in the land of the employed, self-employed. How's it from Phoenix? Says Jafar Wahab. Inshallah. Islam was up early because it's month of Ramadan. How is that going for you guys? We learned about Iftar last week. Iftar is the evening prayer, which I learned last week. We learn every day on this program. Shamini Naidu says good morning. Vinay says good morning, Casey. The rest of the members catch you all later. 1, 2 things to do. Right. He's got 1, 2 things to do. It means he's got a couple of things to do, right? Couple is 2, 1, 2 things. Chalo style. Jackie Munsami, good morning. You're late, Jackie. 3 minutes into the program. Marlene Pulley joins us all the way from Randburg. And Natalie is saying good morning to you. And Prishan is tagging Prakasan Don Perumal. Right, let's see where the conversation takes us this morning. Nothing specific to talk about. We'll go over general stuff and see where we end up in conversation. Next feed is at 6 in the evening. Right, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Like I said, Davy Mayer joins us from Holland. Welcome, Davy Mayer. Mohammed. Hey, I always have the thing with the spelling of the Muslim, the Muhammads. There's so many Muhammads, whatever. Different spellings of the Muhammads. Muhammad is Mahomed, and his second name is Muhammad, Muhammad. Mika Marina joining us from Canada. Internationals in the house. Just waiting for someone from Stanger to join us in the house. Then we'll be all set and ready to go. Those of you just joined me, good morning and welcome to BKC Live on your smartphone, your tablet, your PC, your laptop. It's day number 39 of lockdown. It's the 4th of May. Monday, the 4th of May. It's a Monday for a lot of people going back to work. Approximately 1.5 million people on the roads today going to work. Right. In terms of Corona, we are 6,783 cases. That's a rise of 437 cases. Yes, Casey, it's pronounced differently. Yep, Muhammad, we got that. Hermalan Vishnu Naidu says good morning. Naresh Sarup says good morning. And Michelle Pillay joining us as well. 131 deaths we stand at the moment. 131 deaths. 50 Western Cape leading the pack. By the way, Cape Town and the Western Cape were almost last to get onto the Corona map, but they now are heading the pack epicenter of South Africa and Western Cape, mainly due to the informal settlements of Khayelitsha and such townships. 58 deaths in the Western Cape. 58 deaths in the Western Cape, followed by Gauteng, followed by KZN. KZN at one point was leading the pack in terms of deaths there. Things are going a bit silent in KZN. St. Augustine Hospital, no news about St. Augustine Hospital, Addington Hospital, all of that. Have you realized all has got a bit quiet? There's no talk about those hospitals. Everything seems to be okay. Is it such, or is it just media not reporting on those matters? What kind says Dinesh Hariram? Prashant says birthday morning and no job. That's a shame for you, Prashant. On your birthday morning, you got no job. Rodney Mervyn Francis says good morning. And Seema Dauraj Very good morning. Jackie Munsami says happy birthday to Prashant. Right, guys, it's Prashant's birthday today, and you can wish him a happy birthday. I don't know why I'm still tired. Right. Some major topics for this morning to discuss with you and see where we end up. 1.5 million people back to work. Are you one of those workers back at work? Are you still at home? Is your husband, your spouse, partner back at work? Let us know. According to the Minister of Labor, Prashant says St. Augustine is closed. Yeah, we know about the last time it was closed. I'm wondering what's the update on the closure. How many more patients? Targeted testing, hence the numbers are picking up. Well, Marlene Pillay, there's target testing all over the country, but Western Cape is leading in terms of deaths. I didn't say infections, I said deaths, 58 deaths. They're leading out of 131, 58 deaths, almost double, almost half of that is coming from Western Cape. There's testing all over. Mohammed says media is keeping quiet. They don't want to open up anymore to the public. Well, that's my point. If you understand what is happening with certain news things, I mean, St. Augustine was a hotspot. People were infected there. Addington Hospital, some shit coming out of Addington Hospital there. But suddenly now in the last 5 days or so, maybe a week, nothing in the news about St. Augustine, no update on St. Augustine. This is what government does do. This is what the media does. They will tell you, so when it's not in the news, so we can't talk about it. When it's not in the news, we can't make a big fuss about it. We don't know how many more people affected at Addington Hospital or at St. Augustine. And if we don't know, we don't talk about it. If we don't talk about it, it's not in the news. If it's not in the news, it doesn't make the government look bad. What do you say about that? Marilyn Besesa says, hi, Caro. We still watching from home, says Shamani. Vinolan Chetty says, how's it, Casey? Good morning. Those returning to work, talk about the media and how the media is withholding information, shall I say. By the way, some deep shit happening in the Eastern Cape where the AC for Health has been called in question. They're wanting her removed, saying she's out of her depth. This goes to carded employment from the ANC and putting people in charge who run the operation. But she says she can. And if you're back at work, your employer is supposed to provide you with all the PPE, personal protective equipment, at their cost. Do you think that perhaps there is some political ploy in making Western Cape crisis point? Therein lies the yep. Sanjeev Rupnaran raises a point. Do you think that perhaps there is some political ploy in making Western Cape a crisis point? Well, eThekwini was the epicenter in Durban, KZN. KZN was leading the pack. And then suddenly, well, it's food for thought, Sanjeev, nonetheless. Vishal says we're still not sure in the electronic security industry. Government Gazette says private security allowed to work, playing it safe, being DA-led, sends Sanjeev Rupaline. Good morning, Vaneshni Mudli. Sanjeev, in the world of politics, we can't discount anything. In fact, the topic for discussion on the morning radio is a bit far-fetched. They think it costs Anna Dlamini Zuma's about turn on the cigarettes is a political ploy to try and upstage Cyril Ramaphosa. I think it's a bit far-fetched, though. I think she's just fucking useless anyway. We want her to talk to us directly. Why is it being contradicted? Well, Marilyn Besesa, when President Ramaphosa came there and put his mask wrong and we made memes, people said, oh, no, you people, how can you talk about my president? He doesn't sleep at night. See the worry in his eyes. We don't know. He has sleepless nights worrying about the people. Oh, my poor president. He is here for us, sleepless nights, carrying the nation on his shoulders. Oh, poor president. What a hard time he's going through. And you guys are much shame, y'all, for our dear president, our loving president. Now, suddenly, Ramaphosa is being thrown under the bus again. And listening to the news this morning, government is passing on the responsible PPE, etc., to private sector. Those return, they're passing it on to the private sector. Private sector pay the fucking taxes. Private sector employs the people, and private sector will pay for the PPE if you want to run the economy. So government needs you to run the economy so we can keep the country afloat. They need the small businessmen to do it, but you, the small businessman, will suffer and can't get funding from government. You You provide this personal protective equipment for your employees if you want to make money, because you are here to make money. Do you think Western Cape has higher numbers because they're doing more testing? Well, the higher numbers, not about the deaths. I spoke about deaths, not about testing in terms of he made the fire now hiding behind the smoke of the ministers. Some auntie using spit on the hall. First week of restriction, Western Cape students will have a party. I don't think they had a party. Was it right? Government is passing on the responsibility. Our president is going to be a while before he comes back. The video spoke 1,000 words. Now we see the video spoke 1,000 words. Now we see the consequences. A lot of people in Cape Town, hence the number of deaths. Retired is paradise. A lot of old people in Cape Town, the deaths. Well, Naresh Sarab, you are making an assumption that there's old people. I don't know where you got that stats from, with respect. And is it people from townships or that are old and dying, or is it middle class, upper class, whites and others who are old and retired? Is it true? Do you think so? Where did you get the numbers from? How do you know that a lot of old people are dying? Who said they're old people? And assuming they are in other or non-black, but the argument is that it's coming from informal settlements, because we don't get those stats. Zuma told Ramaphosa, yeah. Sanjeev said the two things that play with the SIGs. One is to upstate Cyril, and the other is that closest Zuma is very close. I've been having a hectic weekend. Yep, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma is definitely close to the Mazottis, who are cigarette barons in this country. They funded the EFF. Casey, I spoke to your friend 2 days ago. I'm not going to mention names, but she works at the Department of Home Affairs section of death certificate. Told me that every death certificate she has signed was COVID-19, but a friend of hers who was cancer patient passed away. Right. I didn't know whether I wanted to go into this because it will raise, but let's talk about it. This is a comment from Muhammad, but this was spoken about in other countries as well. That suddenly all 90% of deaths in this country are COVID-19 related. People are not dying from other things; they're dying from COVID-19. Muhammad says he spoke to a person, friends don't answer names, worked for Department of Home Affairs. Person died of a heart attack, cancer patient, but was cleared COVID-19. Now, these are conspiracy theories, but there's much smoke around this year. Government not posting stats on race group that passed on from COVID. Yes, that's right, Anita. There are no stats on race-based stats. And yeah. By the way, did you guys know that there was a gentleman, a senior in old age or senior citizen who died in Chatsworth, COVID-19, Chatsworth at its first recorded death about 2 weeks ago. Did any of you guys know that Chatsworth RK Khan Hospital had its first COVID-19 death, or COVID-19 death 2 weeks ago? RK Khan Hospital, Chatsworth, Indian gentleman passed away at the RK Khan Hospital. The word is demised. There's a town in Cape Town. There's a town in Cape area. Only have retired people. Also close the town off from everyone. No cases. No one in, no one out. Wow, that's good. Yeah, well, they're protecting themselves like that. No one in, no one out. Protecting the old people. Yeah. So, did you guys know about the death in Chatsworth? Let me know about that. I know about it. I confirm it. That there was a death in Chatsworth there, and it hasn't played out anyway. And I'm gonna post that maybe, but. Guys, the fact of the matter is that I'm just busy now trying to also get my life in order and earn some living. So after I finish with you, in fact, I couldn't even afford to go live, to be honest. I had things to do, but I put that early in the morning, did my stuff to get my together. And as soon as I finish here by about 10:30, I'm off to meet a customer and then go to a supplier. All of that. Trying to, no, I didn't know that, says Jackie Munsami. Anita says yes. Chris says Cordov. Yep. There was a gentleman passed away. He's from Westcliff in Chatsworth. He was a second case detected in Chatsworth, I think after the guy in Unit 9. was detected. In fact, we don't know what happened to that guy. I need to get an update on him. John Pillay saying contagion. Fucking contagion. Everybody saw contagion, man, besides me. I saw bits of it, but I didn't want to see the whole thing. Yeah, so he was an elderly gentleman, probably in his 70s, but he had underlying respiratory or lung problems, which caused his demise. Other stories in the news, everyone's back at work. John Player did not know about the death in Chatsworth. Yep, I'm going to post that as well, and just to get people going. By the way, do you have a sense that, do you remember, like, how many weeks ago, 39 days ago, 40 days ago, before the 40 days ago, we were washing our hands and stay at home and while you wash and how you this. Do you not feel that all that's a little bit gone away? That the urgency of it is not there anymore? What's your thoughts on that? Wash your hands was a big thing for the first 2-3 weeks, and it's somehow gone off the radar. Yay or nay? What's your thoughts on that? The stay at home is now no longer the call, because we now need to go out in the world. Did you get my video on Professor Jonathan Johnson about the education department? Who didn't listen to Professor Jonathan Johnson's video and about the education system? He is the professor of education at the Stellenbosch University. I was at KC. I thought you're United supporter at Liverpool. Cheba. I'm a football supporter. Either way, Kishan Pata. Not the topic for discussion this morning, though. Marilyn says yes. What are you answering yes for? I'm not sure what you're answering yes for. Tamare says, oh, definitely I see people out like level 4 means the lockdown is over. No one really practiced. Oh, you're answering yes to the fact that we moved away from the lockdown. Our mindsets have changed. We somehow feel a bit. Sharon really joined us from Mozambique. Do you live in Mozambique? Stupid question, but maybe you were locked down in Mozambique. I don't know. Do you live in Mozambique, and whereabouts in Mozambique, Sharon? Let us know. And what is COVID-19 or COVID-19 like in Mozambique? Yes, it's gone out the door. I see some people at shops and malls out there in numbers. Yep, Jansen is a damn brilliant. Is a band, says Narap. Surup Professor made a lot of sense and no agenda. Dilosan Pillay joining us from his treadmill saying good morning. Surprisingly, even fucking typed something there. By the way, now that Dilos joined us and Hotel Severa, who are sponsors of the morning show, by the way, Hotel Severa has now introduced their delivery system, by the way. They are delivering, I think it's almost free of charge. Anyway, up to Schlanger Rocks, they're delivering. Their famous bunny. They got a hell of a menu, by the way. Trotters, a lot of stuff on the menu. I'm not sure they're going to be preparing all that stuff all day. But anyway, they're delivering. So if you're looking for your fix of curries, offals, tripe, trotters, chops, chutney, all of that, Hotel Severa is delivering. Right, now that I've finished sucking Diloson's ass, let's move on. It's been stated that all the old people should stay at home and take them care of themselves. Ministers' ages, well, yeah, exactly. Trump is in strong evidence China without info COVID detail in the lab details coming out soon. Yep, look, for those things, Trump is the top man. I don't think he lets things like that go. I think he has a mind of that. I think China is definitely a fuck up there. I think the WHO also conspirators, not in making the virus, probably in trying to contain it or not to spread panic. And then it went out of hand. Yes, sanitizing hygiene must become way of life. Jansen is right, scrap the school year. So most people are saying scrap the school year. By the way, Professor Jansen, Jonathan Johnson, was a professor at Stellenbosch University. 2 weeks ago was singing the song. Probably 3 weeks ago was singing the song about the school year is effectively over. And he said that he was on a couple of radio stations, and after that he was fucking gone. Nobody interviewed him. He never, not on SABC, not on ENCA. Have you seen Professor Jansen? Sorry, my nose. Whenever I go live, I don't know why. Just to touch my nose. None of the major mainstream media is covering Professor Jansen and what he has to say. Do you think that's a media cover up? They don't want to give him airtime because he's anti-government. He's anti. By the way, on the radio station, he said the department needs a club. he said that sanitizing and hygiene has become a way of life. What is Anil says? Imagine a virus can be killed, but so in water, a virus can jump 3 feet over glass at the supermarket, could kill everyone at the gym, but will no way kill anyone at the pharmacy. Imagine a virus can kill at least 6 feet, not 7, 8, 6. Long text there from can't read everything. China was not guilty. China would have allowed who to check out the labs. I think the virus not really hit many South Africans. Life is carrying on as usual. Not sure when. And then the argument Niroshni comes about is all the conspiracy theories. Is the virus really a virus? Is it that deadly? We've all seen the stats regarding other deaths in the country. How many people are really dying per capita in terms of our population? We have 58 million, right? 58 million. We've had 131 deaths. 58 million is our population. Yes, the department's plan is to save can make any cost, so they'll silence the professor. Yep, they want to silence the. And why do you think? Alex says, good morning. They are so scared of him calling spade a spade. Why do you think? What's the reason for the Department of Education pushing the education agenda or pushing the school year? What are your thoughts on that? Why? Why is the government pushing education, schooling system, curriculum, agenda, reopening of schools? What's your thoughts on that? While you give me your thoughts on that, SAA is going to open up the new national airline. I thought it was going to privatize. It's still a national airline, new national airline. Same cunts will be in charge. We wonder what the fucking difference will be. Providing, so it's just a wolf in sheep's clothing, or sheep in wolf's clothing. What is it going to be? By the way, also you guys, but he's the one. But he's the one they listen to and accept his wisdom. They won't listen to you. Wisdom. Kishan's, in my opinion, why our government don't supply even family with a month's supply of food and put South Africa in a total lockdown. Money could be carrying virus. No one sanitizes the money. Yeah. Providing food to households. Kishan, talking about a government. They can't organize a fucking piss up in a brewery. That's a reality. The fact that China is preventing food and they're hiding something. Of course, China is hiding something. China is a fucking socialist state, communist country. You can't deal with China. China has a law unto itself. Context tenders capitalistic. You're talking obviously about school reopening. And I think also the agenda is that people who need to return to the economy and make the wheels of the economy turn have children at home. And where do you place those children when you need to go to work? Because if you can't place the children anywhere, which means you as an employee can't go to work. If you can't go to work, the SMMEs can't run, the big companies can't run, economy suffers. To me, that's where it's going. We're going to hit first wave talking about opening. If COVID is like Spanish flu, then we've got 3 waves. I don't know. The jury's out on that one. One doesn't know if you cases you want to help out but get blamed for bringing fear to them. One doesn't know if you must make cases known as you want to help out, but you get blamed for bringing fear to the masses. Government gave nothing so far. Well, government is saying as of today, by the way, so I will just try that app again. In terms of accessing funding, 350 Corona hotline. I've got the Corona hotline. I'll get to it. Right. I'll just do a quick example. Let me just see. So Corona WhatsApp, you go to there and you try to get all of SASA to claim your 350 Rand. You put in SASA, they come up with a response, and then it's a dedicated response, which is 0. I've tried this last week Sunday. It worked in terms of trying to put in your ID number, whatever, for the 350 Rand. At this point in time, the system is still offline. It was supposed to be online from the 4th of May, which is today. Maybe we wait for 5th and 6th and we'll see. Yes, I was wondering why they are pushing education more than any other sector. Also made it clear that school fees are paid as normal. Yep, it's all about the economy. It's all about driving the economy. One track mind. Government wants to open schools and then put the responsibility of SGB. Yep, they will open the schools. That's what's going to happen. That's what Professor Janssen was saying as well. They'll open the schools as is now. Schools don't have stuff, but teachers are making a plan. Principals making a plan. They're fundraising. They're feeding kids. They're doing things. Government don't care a fuck. What in schools, sanitation, toilets, pit toilets. Do you remember a couple of years ago, Cyril Ramaphosa spoke about pit toilets? No more. We'll not have no more deaths. How many? I think he gave a time of 2 years for no more toilets. Fuck, where's that time? Try after the 15th for 350 rand. Government will say the parents' choice whether parents send kids to school, but not will be responsible if a child or teacher dies. Yep, I don't think they're going to take responsibility on that at all. I don't think they're ever going to say it's their responsibility and going to take responsibility for that. Moving on to some other news. If you guys want to travel inter-province, remember inter-province travel. If you're stuck in Cape Town or in KZN or in Joburg, you had 7 days from the 1st of May, so up to the 7th of May to travel. Inter-provincial travel to get from one province to another is allowed. Buses are running. All of that is running. Of course, buses filled up with people. I don't know how many. I don't know whether they did social distancing in the Greyhound buses. If they did social distancing in the Greyhound buses, then the trip for the Greyhound bus wouldn't have been possible. But nobody spoke about that because they wanted to get the message to each province, so they did it. You realize that the Greyhound buses all were running, and I don't know if the bus was running at 70% capacity. Was it? Closed environment for 12, 14 hours? I don't know. Government says they will continue to pay 500 grand after October. I don't know where you got that from, whether it's a true story or not. I'm not sure. Replying to Maryland. Maryland says they say next week now. Yep. Well, I don't know. Well, we're also scrambling for information. Heard that people are injecting themselves with their sanitizer because they've got alcohol in it. Don't know if it's true. Cyrus, don't believe all that fucking nonsense you're reading, man, and stop sharing that crap here with us. Right. And so the responsible thing is for government to shut down schools. Yep, I'm for the shutdown of schools, as most are for the shutdown of schools, and we take it from there. Listen, I'm almost the end of about 30 minutes. I'll try to join you guys this evening at 6 o'clock. Other things to just tap on. The USA, Donald Trump is saying that the USA will reach 100,000 deaths. 100,000. But 100,000 deaths on 345 million is less than 1%, I think, of deaths. Now, I don't mean to sound callous, but America is driving the economy agenda. And I think South Africa is in good talks with Donald Trump about economy. That's where I stand. People are also, while we are, and you must understand also that while we are wary of and criticizing government about opening up the economy, there are also people who are criticizing government for not opening up the economy. Like Garrett Cliff. Garrett Cliff is out saying, why are we not opening up the economy? Garrett Cliff from Cliff Central, used to be at 5FM, is out criticizing government for not opening up the economy. So I certainly wouldn't want to be in their position. Ramaphosa is taking a bit of a hiding at the moment. Mika Mendes says, how long can South Africa stay under lockdown with an income? Right. Yeah, so there's a thing why government is opening up. Mika Mendes was asking, how long can we? Well, we can't stay under lockdown because the government can't organize a fucking piss up in a brewery. That's what the thing is. They can't organize the funds. They can't organize the help. So what they're doing is sending the guy to work. Send the sheep out. Let's see how many return. But the sheep will grow. And even if the sheep is dead, we will take out the wool. We'll sell wool and we'll make some money. So we won't necessarily lose out. 10,000 people die. 20,000 people die off the grid, off the system. Don't have to pay them $350. Don't have to pay grant. Have you thought about that? More people die, less fucking hassle for the government. What do you think? Is that a conspiracy theory? The people die, the headache on the fucking government. Because who's going to die? Who was dying in America? Who's dying in New York City? African Americans. Majority of people who died were African Americans. Majority of people who die in South Africa will unfortunately be the poorest of the poor. It's a mass killing. Chris says Garrett Cliff is a racist. I don't think he's a racist, dude. The guys, I think you're incorrect. I'll disagree with you. I don't think he's a racist. I think he's a very, when people think on a, like even me, if I say things, people think I'm a radical. People think I'm off fucking beat. The way I say things, the way I think things. Garrett Cliff, by the way, studied political science, dude, and he's not a chut. And nothing wrong with what he said. Nothing wrong with what he said. If what he said, Garrett Cliff, and if there's no virus, and we're just being fear-mongered, then he's got a lot of worth what he's saying. Anyway, that's it from me. It's 10:31. Sorry, got to rush. I've got too many things to do today. But things are looking up for me and trying to pay my insurances and whatever and getting there. Caro Cares campaign is kicked off today as well. It's continuing. We've supplied lunch packs almost every day now for the past 2 weeks. I have to do a rundown on how many we've sent out. We're also doing a hot meal there. And by the way, I've got a donor to provide some assistance here in Johannesburg. So if you know of a township or a settlement or a community that need of help, then contact me on my number 073-767-5836. 073-767-5836. Caro Care is coming to Joburg to some sort of scheme. We're looking for a facility, an area, a camp, a settlement, or a group of people that can distribute some food for needy people in a area. How that goes. Far from no one is seeing the financial aid. Mika Merino is. I'm one of those. I'm a normal human being. I'm of the financial assistance, but nothing is forthcoming. Right. Thank you very much, guys. Kritika will put up the WhatsApp number. You can join the WhatsApp group. That group is, as you guys say, lit. People are having great fun on that group. Like-minded people. If you're somewhat fussed up and you're gonna fucking go to the fucking court, woman, don't be a cunt. We don't need you on that group there. We need like-minded people. Kritika is giving up my Caro Cares campaign number. She's put that up. If you want to assist with our lunch pack drive and with suggesting areas in Johannesburg to do a feeding scheme. That is just happy for you, KC. I'm happy for myself, dude, as well. I don't like handouts. I don't like appealing to public. I don't like all that sort of thing. I need to be self-sufficient and make a plan. So things are looking up for me a bit, and I just want to grow it from day to day. Thank you, Casey, all in the community. Thank you, Debbie Mayer, and all of the support. I do have people to support me, by the way, which is great. It's through their kindness that I'm able to do all the stuff that I do. Right, have yourselves a super awesome day for me, Casey. Catch you hopefully at 6 in the evening. And with that, it's cheers.